Hello and welcome back to another head torch review. This time I have the H16 Wave in for testing, and this was sent in via Olight for a review. Now looking at the packaging, you can see the newer style that we had recently, so I assume the newer lights are going to come out with this packaging. Notice we have the hands-free Wave technology on the bottom, and the side just gives you some basic information. Couple of years warranty with this and your QR code. Now this will list out some of the features if you want to pause that and have a look. The main one being the wave illumination feature, which we'll look at later on. And we have 3 power levels with this head torch. It's going to be slightly different to the HS2 that I looked at a few months ago, but a similar sort of battery pack on this, exactly the same. So we'll open up the box and take a look at the unit. Minimal items with this. You just get the head torch and the micro USB charging cable, as well as of course your user manual. So we'll get on to the operation a bit later on. We'll just take this out of the box. Then we'll have a look at the package. Just put the specs on the screen for you there, so I will take off the clip. You'll be able to see that it's still quite a light head torch, and that's because it's using that lithium polymer battery. Now onto the head torch itself, there's 2 Cree XP-G3 LEDs. You'll see the one on the left has the TIR optic, and the one on the right has the sort of diffused hexagon shaped, which gives it that sort of spread out light. So you have a mixed beam pattern on this, and there's your power button there. And the front of the case is plastic, but the back is aluminium. And it's got quite a firm click action, so that shouldn't move by accident. You can see you have 3 positions on the torch there, so you can angle it down, and the tabs on the top, both sides, so it's easy to get hold of either single or with 2 hands. At the back of the torch there is a stick-on foam pad, and you can take it out with the grooves, and there's also a clip on the side. A couple of clips there, and you'll see the coiled cable, which means that when it expands out you don't get loose cable dangling around. As you expect from Olight, the quality is very good on the head strap and all of the components on this. You also see the arrows are the reflective strips that they've put on, so they reflect light back. Just give you a quick shot here showing you with the torch. Useful extra safety feature to have. Now the lithium ion polymer battery is connected to the head torch, and I can't see any way to easily remove that, so that's a slight negative for me. I would have liked to have been able to get to that to change it out, so not exactly sure why that's been done, but it's the way it is. And you have the 4 power LED indicator with your micro USB port cover, and once you put that back on it's pretty secure. You want to put that in place, especially if it's raining. And on the back of the battery you have another foam pad, and you can see it's curved around as well. You can also remove this from the, remove the strap from the battery pack. Now the operation is very simple. Single press on, and then you just press again to cycle the 3 power levels, and then it's off. You don't have a mode memory in the normal mode. It always starts at the highest output. Now if it's on and you push and hold in for a second, you'll have the wave mode, and you'll see the LED glows, and it also flashes. Obviously if it's on your head you're not going to see that. It seems to be around about a couple of inches to around about 5 inches to activate, and if you go very slowly in front of it, it doesn't turn on and off. So you shouldn't have too many problems with accidental activation. And you can see it there flashing again when it's been deactivated. So it's very easy to see when you've got the wave mode activated, even when it's on your head. So a nice touch, I quite like that. Now when it is in use, the wave mode, if you set the power level and then turn it on and off, it remembers that power level. So that's a nice feature. I'm glad they included that. That's something which wasn't on the HS2. And just a quick shot showing you laid out on the table. Now we'll go through the user manual quickly. This is pretty brief because there's not too much to cover. Just the basic specs again that you can see here, 3 power levels and your approximate run times. They seem to be fairly accurate judging on my own personal use. So at the medium level you'll be able to run this pretty much all night, and that's one of the possible advantages over a smaller battery head torch. Then we move on to the usage, which I've just showed you with the wave operation and the battery pack. We're going to do a test on the battery pack as well. Your battery level indicator, that's shown there. You also get an audible warning on that, so that gives you an idea of when you're low on power. And here's your warranty, 2 years warranty on this. And now just a couple of shots to show you what it looks like on the head as such. You can see there, just slightly angled on the head torch. It does angle down enough so that you can see just in front of you, so I'm happy enough with the level of adjustment on this, and straight up it will go more forward distance, longer distances. That was just a demo on the audible beep. You can turn that off. Useful to have that, and the capacity came in just over the 2000 milliamp hour mark, so I'm very happy on that. Took about 2.5 hours to charge and didn't see any problems. Water resistance IPX4, so this is shower proof as such. Just make sure you close that micro USB port. We're going to do some beam shots now. So we have the H16 first. I've reversed the clip so you'll be able to see going from low to high. At the highest power output, pretty similar to the other head torches. You'll see, I'll do a freeze frame, you'll see quite a big spread on that, so you have a bit of range and a bit of spread. But comparing it to the H1R Nova, this one is a neutral white, so it's probably got a little bit less power than the cool white. You can see you get a more diffused, spread out beam pattern on that particular head torch. Pros and cons of both. Obviously there's some advantages to the Wave, you're going to get that longer run time. So we'll do a few beam shots and then come back with some thoughts at the end. Couple of thoughts on the H16 Wave from Olight new model. I quite like it. I prefer it to the HS2, I'll be honest, for a couple of reasons, because you have the mode memory for the power level and the wave function is quite useful. Saying that, there are a few areas that I would change. The battery pack is attached to the light permanently. I would have changed that, and perhaps an extra power level would be useful, give a bit more even spacing. SOS and strobe, lack of, not really a huge problem, but just something which I've put in there, and maybe some users would like to be able to select the beam pattern individually or combine them. But as a general purpose head torch, I think it works better for me than the HS2, primarily due to that lower output as well, because you didn't have a very low output on that HS2 model, which was targeted mainly at runners and outdoor sort of enthusiasts. This would be a better general purpose head torch in my opinion. So quite good overall, but still a few points to take note of. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch up with you in the next one.